Marcus Rashford was all smiles. Ruben Amorim was smiling. What exactly is going on? Manchester United today inside training ahead of our game against Rangers, a game where we expect a comeback, and Rashford could be the guy Amorim could look up to inspire a commendable performance, at least for once. Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb. What exactly is going on today, guys? Things are falling apart for Manchester United. Dogu's deal is being slowed. Garnacho guys are cutting down on the valuation of the player. United is in a desperate position, and because of the desperacy, they have even called Rashford back into training after being banished for some time. Guys, is he having the last laugh? What exactly is going on? I've been telling you the door is not fully closed on Rashford staying at Man United, despite talks going on between his representatives and several clubs, the latest being Barcelona after a meeting just yesterday in Lisbon with Deco. So, guys, this is now what happened today. Let's focus onto the squad now. Let's first pause the departures and arrivals for a minute because we've got a game to deal with. And sadly, we are here and we'll have to watch it. Guys, I don't imagine Man United failing to dominate and obliterate Rangers. I don't know what Amorim will say. Of course, everyone is waiting to see the reaction of the players after the statements made by Amorim about this being the worst squad. Are they going to just put it in his face, rub it in? At this point, there is nothing more to surprise us with this squad anyway. Is there anything? Anyhow, the surprise could be that Marcus Rashford was all smiles this morning at Carrington as he did return to the team to train with the team after weeks out because he was, on a journey to try and find a club because he's pushing a move out of the club. So he did return, as you can see that images from today, and Amorim was watching on, looking at him as he trained with the rest of the teammates. Now, of course, we do know that Amorim keeps saying that it's not really nothing personal with him. It's about him feeling that he's good enough and okay and ready to help the team, and that's the only way he's going to bring him back into the squad. Now, imagining a scenario where Rashford does put on a top performance, plays so well, and is in the team to play against Rangers. He bangs a hat-trick or scores 4 goals, plays a game of his life. The story changes. I think for me, no one will be complaining about that because at the end of the day, all people want is to see the team perform. And if Rashford is going to put in the performance, that will get results, that will show him as a player who wants to put on the Man United badge and perform for Man United, then definitely I don't think we'll be here and go calling him all forms of names. For us, our issues with Rashford are with him and the attitude he has consistently shown, but also the unprofessionalism with him. So if he's willing to, do things right, to keep his head down and do things right, at the end of the day, that's what we want, isn't it? So he's being paid a lot of money. He better play and play like he's paid a lot of money, play like he wants to play for the club and help the team get results. For me, that's all we expect to see. But he's not alone. He's not alone. Victor Lindelof too was back in training. Yeah, Lindelof is back. He has been restricted to only 9 games this season, poor guy, because of injuries. He last played in that end-to-end Carabao Cup game against Tottenham, where we were ejected. But he's back to add another option for Amorim, which I think would make use of, because Amorim would certainly want to use to rest certain players, probably who have played quite a number of games. Of course, Lindelof might not be fully fit or match fit because he's just back on grass, so you don't expect him probably to play in that game against Rangers tomorrow. It might come a little too early for him, but him being back and offering another option, being a ball-playing centre-back, Amorim would use a player like him for now because, guys, we are sticking with the squad we have, not for the for the greater good, because for the greater good, we do know that this squad has got to be overhauled, and this is the assurance that Amorim will have got from Sir Jim Ratcliffe in their 20-minute chat just after the Southampton game. So that was what happened today at training. The media were there a bit late. They were delayed. Guys came in a bit late. So we want to see. For me, the biggest thing, and I won't go into who will start because I expect Amorim to rest a couple of players, likes of Ahmad and all. Certain players should be rested. There's talk of another bid coming in from Napoli for Garnacho. We do know that Chelsea as well might put in a bid for Garnacho later today or even tomorrow. We'll see what will happen. United have now lowered their expectation. I think is now being priced at about 60 million euros. That's Garnacho. But we will not go back and forth about whether it's little or not. What we want to see are things happening, and they see a bit of progress in terms of what we are doing, because the transfer window is not waiting for nobody. It's moving so fast, fam. But for me, going proper into that game, the game against Rangers, I told you guys, with this squad, I don't want to even go into starting 11s no more, because it doesn't matter who starts. I mean, you get nearly the same thing. I think we get nearly the same thing. But for me, what I want to see is a reaction. I want to see how these players respond to the statements of Amorim. Either they will fight for the team, not even for Amorim. These players are not playing for Amorim no more. They should be playing and fighting for themselves. I want to see a reaction. Are they going to fight not to be the worst club in the worst squad in the history of Man United? Perhaps yet they are the most paid squad in the history of the club. Can you imagine the worst paid squad being the most paid, and it could even be the most expensive? If you add around figures around the players in United now, you might realize you might find that they're the most expensive squad United has had in a long time, in probably in history, or among the most expensive. But in terms of wages, they surely should be the most paid. But they are playing like the worst club. We want to see a response from this team, a response, and it's good. They are playing a small team at home. They are playing a Rangers, to be honest. They are playing Rangers. This is not Man City or Arsenal or Southampton, because Man City and Arsenal are no longer bogey sides for United. It is the smaller teams that are the biggest issue. They scare the lives out of our players. This is not Southampton. This is Rangers, for crying out loud. A reserve team should be able to beat Rangers. Now, I do want to see a reaction from these boys through the statements from Ruben Amorim, and that is, for me, that is what will give me a proper judgment of how far we can go and how low we can sink with this team. If they don't give a positive reaction, trust you me, relegation is calling. Relegation will call. Relegation is calling. If they don't give a proper reaction, trust me, we've got to let go of these players even before the transfer before the summer. We've just got to terminate contracts, do the unusual. Do the unusual. Just do everything legal or illegal, regardless. Just do the unusual. The rules of the game should bend to favor Man United to be able to let go of these players if they don't come back with a reaction against Rangers. If they are all sulking and giving their stupid attitudes, playing like they don't want to play because they are mad with Ruben Amorim and what the name calling. They play to the gallery of the legends of Man United who are saying, he's losing the dressing room and stuff. Guys, let them rub it in. I'll tell you, Amorim and Ineos should do anything legal or illegal to get them out if they don't obliterate this Rangers team. In training, they look today like they were focusing more on the passing. Amorim, I think, is trying to work on the players' confidence when they have the ball, trying to see how they can, put good passes together and stuff. But you would see in the few minutes we saw in the training today that the body language of Amorim is of a guy who is not even interacting with these players. I mean, well. You feel like he has, that last performance, I think, took something away from him in terms of this group. I think he feels he doesn't relate so well with them no more. I mean, you get that sense. But again, it's all up to us to read the game when we do take on Rangers. But that's a bit of a wrap of how this morning has been. Of course, there's a press conference should be going on as I record this. But later on, I will be coming back to react to the statements Amorim will make, but also get proper into the game and the what we expect, some changes and adjustments we expect to see on the pitch. Web here, United.sport. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back later, fam.